Welcome to Classic Advice. My name is Scarlett, your host. My goal with this podcast is to share my life experience and advice with the purpose to inspire us and challenge us to become better versions of ourselves. Each and every episode will be dedicated to that. I have a special shout out today. If you have gone back in the catalog and listened to my very first episode, I mentioned that there's a particular person that helped me with the how-to in podcasting. I found his podcast, the How to Podcast series on Spotify, and it's hosted by a gentleman by the name of Dave Campbell. I had the pleasure of meeting this person, this wonderful human being in person, at a podcasting conference in Calgary, Alberta, a few weeks ago. And I want to give Dave a huge shout out because he is an amazing human being that is really, really helping me out with my podcast. And I think that he deserves a shout out. So big round of applause. Insert here. Yay. Thank you, Dave, for everything that you're doing. I have since hired him to be my editor, and he's doing an amazing job. And I just wanted to give him a special few little minutes right here to say thank you for everything that he does. So, yeah. All right. For the topic of this week, what I picked out was I can't versus I will. That whole attitude, I can't versus I will, is huge, I think, if we can really, and I want to pick that apart and share that with you. Self-belief can be so powerful in helping us become better versions of ourselves. And an I can't attitude reinforces your own self-doubt, but an I will attitude will really help us in keeping in that positive mindset and propel us forward to the places that we want to go, whether that be dreams, goals, aspirations, what have you. And the story that I would like to share with you guys this week is my own physical weight loss, getting fit journey. I know I've mentioned before that back when Riley was 1, I had surgery and I gained a lot of weight after that because I was thrown into menopause and messes with your hormones and makes it hard to lose weight and blah, 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 blah. I ended up losing quite a bit of it, but I wouldn't say that I was necessarily really in shape. I just basically, I wasn't like super strong or anything is what I'm trying to say. But I did manage to lose it. And then I ended up, my hormones went all crazy again and I gained a bunch of weight again. My body's changing like crazy and you women out there will totally understand what I'm talking about. But our bodies are constantly changing and evolving and yada, yada, yada. And I just realized that I really wasn't being consistent. I'd be really good at going downstairs and working out on a regular basis for like a while. And then I would get busy with life and something had to give. And that would be the thing that would give. And then I would gain weight again. And then I would go back downstairs and be really consistent for a little while. And then I would get busy with life again and something would have to give. And it was just this whole cycle that would repeat over and over and over again. And I got to the point, I was 180 pounds, which is roughly, in kilograms is roughly 81 kilograms, give or take. And I'm 5 feet 6 inches tall. I don't know what that is in centimeters. I'm really sorry. I think it's 165 centimeters, but yeah, 5 feet 6 inches is how tall I am. That'll give you a rough idea of that. And I I'm an active person, so when I'm out of shape, it really bothers me. And I really like hiking, and I like playing with the kids and playing with the dogs. And when I get winded easily, or I bought a watch and my watch told me it's one of those smart ones, and it told me that my heart health was low. And I was like, oh, this is not okay. I really want to make sure that I have a healthy heart. I think that that's important, you know? And just being physically fit in general is really important to me, because I want to do everything that I can to stay healthy and to be around for my kids and my husband and live a full, healthy life. And it's really, really, that aspect is super, super important to me. So it got to the point where basically, I don't want to call it my rock bottom, but for lack of a better way of putting it, I got fed up with the state that I was in. I was like, this is not okay. I have to do something about it. And I'm sick and tired of this cycle that I keep repeating over and over again. I have to do something to change. And I need to stick to it. I need to keep the promise to myself that I am going to make to get fit and to get better at staying fit and keeping the weight off, so to speak. So last August or so, I made the commitment that I said, actually, I think it was like mid-July, but anyways, it doesn't matter, that I was going to work out. I was going to go downstairs and work out every second day on the stationary bike that we have downstairs. And I brought the weights up in my room. I know I've mentioned this on my podcast before, but just in case this is your very first time, welcome. I'm just going to give you the brief rundown. I brought the weights into my room so that every time I walk to my bed, I have to walk right by them. And when I was working my other job, I would lift them in the morning, lift them after work, and then lift them right before bed. Now I just do 3 sets all in one go and do it once a day, because that just works better now with my schedule. And my consistency lately has not been the best, but I've been also working a job that's a lot more physical. So I have given myself some slack in the sense that, well, I've got to get used to this job and working really long hours. I'm working twice as many hours as I was before, to give you a rough idea. So I'm just physically not used to that. When I had a day off, I slept like a lot. I've never slept that much in my life. And yeah, but it's really good. I'm really good. I love this job. It's really great. And I run downstairs and I do the bike whenever I can. And keeping that consistency has really been important to me. And I went downstairs the other day and rode the bike, and I was tired, but I was like, no, you know what? I'm just going to go do it. Even if I tootle, at least I get down there, at least I do it. And it's been giving me some results, and I'm so happy to share this with you guys. Like I said, I used to be 180 pounds or 81 kilograms. I have since lost 20 pounds. I'm down to 160, which is roughly 72 or 73 kilograms. And I'm ecstatic. I'm over the moon. I'm really, really proud of me. And I wanted to share this story with you guys because it can be done. And I know the weight loss journey and getting fit is different for everyone, especially if you have issues like myself with hormones and everything. But the I can't attitude, when I told myself back when my mental health was bad and not very good, I told myself that I couldn't lose the weight because I just couldn't get myself motivated to go and do it. When I switched my attitude from I can or I will do this, it completely changed my perspective on everything. And I threw the I can't, the I cannot out the window. I don't tell myself that I can't lose the weight anymore. I used to say that to myself, and I think that was really holding me back to a large degree because I had a negative mind frame and a negative mindset, and it was keeping me from going downstairs and being consistent. Whereas now, even though I've had the job change, yes, I'm not doing it every second day because there's only 24 hours in the day. And when I work a 15-hour day, there just isn't time. But on my days off, or when I have a shorter day, you betcha I'm down there. At the very least, I do the weight training part of it to keep the muscle there or whatever. And that whole mindset shift has given me a perspective that there is no I can't anymore. There is only I will. I will get fit. I will lose the weight. I'm not there yet, so I will do another update episode down the road when I actually hit my goal. But I think it's important for us to celebrate the wins along the way, especially if we have big goals like mine, that, 40 pounds is a long way. So I'm halfway there. And I think that it's important for us to take the small wins and to celebrate them and to share that with our friends like you and take the I will, shift the mindset. I'd like for you to imagine this in your own journey. What's something in your own life that is something that maybe you're saying I can't right now? Can you change that to I will? Another example is my podcast. Like I mentioned, I did have a 15-hour day. I came home, I did some work on my truck, and then I came in, I slept 6 hours, I got up and I did it all over again. Except 13 hours that day. If I had told myself when I switched this new job that I can't podcast anymore, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here talking to you. If I had that mindset, I can't, I would not be here talking to you right now. I told myself that that's not an option. I will keep podcasting because this podcast, being here for you, is important to me. It's a priority. And I need to admit to the fact that I needed help to keep going. I don't believe that if I didn't ask for the help, I wouldn't keep going. Because there just simply isn't enough hours in the day. And being a mother and a wife is important to me too. And I don't want to give up the time with my kids either. So I asked for help. That's why I wanted to shout out my dear buddy Dave today. Because without an editor's help to do all the background stuff for me when it comes to editing the show, I wouldn't be able to keep going. And I think sometimes we get caught up with that I can't attitude because we're scared to ask for help, or we become ashamed to ask for help. But if we can change our mindset to I will do this, and in order to do it, I'm going to need help. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing shameful in asking for help. We're stronger together. And relying on your friends or your family, or in my case, an editor to help you out. Or if you have, like my weight training journey, I did go to the doctor and say, hey, is there something wrong with me? And he said, oh yeah, you have some fancy hormone that's elevated that's making it really hard to lose weight. And I was like, oh, bummer. Okay, well, I'm just going to work extra hard and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to keep going anyway. I will do this anyways. I'm just going to have to put in twice the work that I normally would have done in the past, when I had a wicked metabolism and could eat the cake. I hope that knowing that you're not alone, if you need help, helps you go ask for help if you need it, in whatever aspect that it may be in your own personal life. Because you can chase your dreams and you can have the goals and you can pursue them. You just might need a little help along the way. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I would like you to imagine for me what it is in your life that you're trying to achieve and is maybe really, really difficult for you. Losing weight for me is super, super hard. It never used to be really hard, and that was a hard pill for me to swallow that, oh man, like this, I am going to have to put in twice the work. I am going to have to be really consistent in order to keep on the track of losing the weight. I am going to have to ask for help and hire an editor for my podcast if I want to keep this going. What is it for you in your own life? Are you saying I can't? Or are you saying I will? And that brings us into the challenge of the week for this week. I challenge you to throw I can't out the window and stay positive and say, I will do, insert dream here. You will do it. I believe that you can do it. Is it going to be hard work? Probably. But it's going to be all worth it. And you can. And you will. The second part of our challenge, as you guys all know, my dear buddy JJ down in Maine, as he always says, please pause. Really think about what it is that you want and how badly do you want it. Love yourself. Love yourself to stop saying you can't. Throw it out and adopt I will. And be aware of your ripple. See how that changing of your mindset and flipping just that simple phrasing around can completely change and impact your entire life. Your day to day, your hour to hour, minute to minute. All right, that is it for this week. Let's raise our glasses. I have a cup of tea again. I am raising it up. Here's to you, my friends. Here's to you for every step that you take to becoming a better you and making it count. Stay classic, you guys. And by that, I mean stay awesome, stay excellent, stay amazing, stay you. And that's a wrap. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the very end. You guys are the best. You're the best. It means the world that you're here with me today. I hope that you guys have an awesome week. I would love to hear from you. If you want to head on over to my website, ClassicChronicles.ca is my website. You can scroll down there. All my co-hosts are listed there. If you click on their photos, it'll take you directly to their website. I have some behind the scenes photos on there. I recently put some Rocky Mountain photos on there from my trip back from Calgary. If you want to go have a look-see, they're on there. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it's my favorite spot because that is where I get emails from you. I would love to hear from you no matter where you are in this big wide world of ours. It is always a pleasure to see those emails in my inbox. So thank you so much for joining me, and until next week, we will catch you later. All right, bye.